few months ago, here in End Zone Focus, we featured an interview with Auckland policeman Leo Kaiho, one of the faces of the New Zealand Police recruitment campaign. Constable Kaiho is also a member of the New Zealand Police Christian Support Network, established around 7 years ago, with the aim of offering Christian encouragement to police officers around the country. To find out more, I spoke to the chairman of the support network, Senior Sergeant David Laumatia, who's based at Counties Manukau here in Auckland. Senior Sergeant Laumatia, thank you for your time with us today. How did you become a police officer?
Yeah, my dad came from the islands from Samoa. He was a police officer in Samoa, was actually a sergeant, and he came here, and I was inspired by his leadership and who he was, and thought the police would be a great career, and I ended up joining at the age of 19. I've been in the police now for about 28 years, so it really has been a career, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the police.
And over the past 28 years, your role's changed and you're now part of the Professional Standards Unit. How important is it for the public to maintain a good perception of the police force?
It's really important that the public see that we're professional and that there's integrity in what we do, and these are really great values that we encourage in the police. So when someone makes a complaint against the police, it's our job to investigate it, and we investigate it very thoroughly, and we can make recommendations as to how a complaint is to be dealt with. And it's important that the public know that we will investigate them, that everything we do is above board and can be scrutinised. And this unit that I work on goes a long way to ensuring that that happens.
Over the 28 years that you've been with the force, there must have been many challenges that you faced. What sustains you through that and continues to keep you driven to do your work?
Yeah, what sustains me is a lot is my faith, my ability to speak to God and share the problems I see, and it actually gives me a lot more compassion and empathy with what I see before me. This job that we do is not an easy job. In fact, the things we see on a daily basis, in fact, can be quite challenging to the Christian faith, and in some instances, it can even erode your faith. And we recognised that early on, and we thought, we need to get a network together where we can come together and say, and pray together, and share our experiences, share the challenges we have, and I believe that's gone a long way to maintaining Christians in the police force.
And how do you and other members of the support network walk that fine line between staying true to your faith and yet not imposing that on your other colleagues and members of the public?
Having worked 18 years in the police as a non-Christian, I've seen both sides and I experienced both sides, so I'm very mindful that unless it's welcomed, unless it's encouraged and I have the permission to speak, I generally won't speak. So I'm mindful of who I'm speaking to and what I might want to say about my faith.
And yet you have seen God working out in the open, for example, with the Nikki Cruz rally that brought together rival gang members. Could you tell us your impression of that event?
Yeah, the Nikki Cruz event was a special one in that when he came here, he came to share his experience as an ex-gang member from New York. And for him to have such a public profile and to share his testimony, it really did, I believe, minister to a lot of people that are on the fringe of getting in trouble or have been in trouble. And I recall even God allowed me to go and speak to a known gang member, and went and knocked on his door and just said, hey, the Nikki Cruz event is on, and believe it or not, God asked me to come and speak to you. He looked at me and didn't bat an eye and said, that's interesting, because I've been wanting to go and I will go, and I actually saw him there, so that was a really neat thing. Yeah.
That's incredible. And now you're chairman of the support network. Where do you see the role of the network changing or developing?
The network was set up to support and encourage police staff in their faith, and I see it growing nationally. I see groups in each district growing, with leaders rising up to encourage others to say, hey, you don't have to be on your own. It's not weird to have a faith. In fact, many people do. But I see us growing in size, growing in profile, and us working together more closely with community groups. I see an avenue where churches and other partners can come together with the police and work in an area that maybe wasn't looked at once upon a time, but with the prevention first strategy, I can see great grounds where that this is not the answer, but it's one of the answers in order to tackle crime. And I see Christians coming in the police and seeing their faith really important to that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.